What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ralph Black, and today I have a video that I've been wanting to do for you guys for a minute. We're going to be diving into the 5 top reasons that you might be stuck when improving in fighting games. And the cool thing about these tips is that not only can you apply these to fighting games or really any other competitive game, but you can really apply it to any aspect in your life. So that's enough of this intro. Let's get into the video. Really quick, we're going to be doing a giveaway still on the channel. Once we get to 300 subscribers, the winner will be able to choose between a copy of Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6, or a copy of Tekken 8 when that comes out. So please leave a like and subscribe and comment done down below to enter the giveaway. Now let's get into the video for real. Now this video isn't going to be about learning about what a frame is or how to play better neutral. This video is more so addressing those different walls that we can hit and how we can get past those. First, I'm gonna give you a little bit more of my background to kind of put these steps into better context for you. So my background is in basketball. I'm a basketball player. Played all the way through college. It was my whole life, what I woke up to do every day, and it's really where I get my competitive drive. After I graduated and stopped playing as much, I needed to find a way to scratch that competitive itch, and this is where fighting games came in for me. I've always been a casual fan and played them for fun, especially Tekken. That's my main game now, and the game that I'm trying to take to the highest level that I can. Following these steps helped me go from mashing in yellow ranks back in March. I didn't even know what a frame was. Now, 7 months later,
KO. You win.
And this is the highest rank that I've ever gotten. Before, I didn't think that I would ever be able to get there. You know, I'm watching people on stream play, and I just remember thinking like, wow, that looks so far away. Like, that's a lot of work. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there. And now it feels like every time I sit down and play, I'm getting to a new level all from these steps. Now, the first wall we're going to be talking about today is pride and ego.
I got a big ego, ha ha ha, I'm such a big ego.
Now, this can stunt your growth so bad. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have confidence in yourself or feel like, you know, you can do things, because that'll take you a long way as well. But you don't want to jump over into that having like the biggest ego where nobody can have a conversation with you, or having too much pride where you feel like you can't learn from others. Whenever I get on Twitter and I see some kind of discourse, I'm constantly seeing is people that can't admit that they're wrong, when it's okay to like not know something. You're not gonna know everything. There's so many things to know. It's okay to admit that you don't know something so that then you can learn it. But so many people spend so much time trying to act like they have everything figured out when you don't, and that's okay, because nobody does. Dude, the best players in the world are still learning every single day. Why do you feel like you would know everything and have everything figured out? That doesn't make any sense. Also, for whatever reason, having a big ego, like, it stops us from respecting our peers. How many times are you like hopping into ranked and playing ranked and getting frustrated because you feel like you should be beating somebody but you're not? And so instead of focusing on learning and the things that they're beating you with, you're just sitting there mad because you're like, oh, I'm better than them and they should not be beating me. And you might have more skill than that person, but having more skill doesn't necessarily translate into winning all the time. You have to learn. So a good example of this is like, just because I can shoot better than somebody or have a better handle than them doesn't necessarily mean that my team's gonna win the game or I'm gonna beat them every time I play one-on-one. Like, if they're stronger than me and they're using their strengths to their advantage better than I am, then they're probably going to win. So we have to like throw that thought process out the window and respect each other. There's something that you can learn from everybody. Obviously, people that are way above your skill level, there are people that are at the same. There's something that they've picked up on better than you have that you can take from them. Just try to be a sponge. Pride and ego also makes it really easy for you to come up with different excuses in your head of why you're losing. And those excuses sound a lot like, oh man, they're just playing this high tier character. First of all, nobody's making you play any character. You can play any character that you want to. Nobody is holding you hostage telling you that you have to play whoever you're playing. You can pick up that high tier character too if you want to. And if you don't want to and you just want to stick to your character, then do that. Don't use that as an excuse of why you're losing, because that's not going to help you with the matchup and to grow into a better player. Now, wall number 2 is being overly critical. This is kind of a complete 180 from the pride and ego that I had touched on before. Being too hard on yourself or being overly critical can definitely stunt your growth. I know a lot of times, especially with me as like an athlete growing up, I don't know if it's just the culture, really the culture of anything competitive. We can be very hard on ourselves when we're not picking things up as fast as we'd like to. We want to win, so we're trying to learn things as fast as we can, but that's not how everything is going to go. Some things are just going to be naturally easier for you to pick up than some other things are. But if we're being too hard on ourselves, we're not going to notice the things that we are picking up on and improving on. Plus, we're competing, man. You got to have some kind of like swagger and confidence about yourself. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you get up there against somebody that's got similar, knowledge or skill level to you, plus they believe in themselves and think that they're gonna cook you like can't nobody touch them, they already won. Like their mental has already beat you. You're beating yourself while they're thinking about beating you. So don't be too hard on yourself. There's a lot of people I know that can vouch for this. It's a lot easier said than done, but try to think about the things that you are doing well and the things that you have accomplished already, like whether it's winning a freaking tournament or placing in top 8 in a tournament or learning a combo that took you forever to learn. Think about those small wins that you've had along the way when you feel yourself getting a little too self-critical. Now, wall number 3 is having no training partners and no coaches. Now, the FGC stands for Fighting Game Community, and it's a fighting game community for a reason. Yes, it is possible to be able to improve with these games just by doing things strictly on your own and I guess without the input of others, but it's a lot easier when you have training partners and coaches that can point out your flaws. It's a lot easier for somebody else to see what you're doing wrong than it is for you to be able to see what you're doing wrong. I know people might be saying, I don't have access to training partners or I don't have a coach. So I'm going to lay out a few options here for you that anybody can use to get training partners and coaches. The easiest place to look for training partners is when you're in ranked. If you're stuck on a rank in your game, you're stuck there for some reason. It's not, again, this goes back to the pride and ego thing. A lot of people like to get caught in the mindset of thinking, no, I'm better than the people that I'm losing to. But if you're stuck in a rank, you're stuck there for a reason. So one thing that I learned to do was whenever I got into like a really long set with somebody that was like destroying me, or we were going back and forth, or they were doing a lot of things that I was having a hard time figuring out, just send them a friend request right after your set. You'd be surprised at how many cool people there are that are trying to learn just like you. There you go. You just found yourself a training partner. You can do that for all of your character matchups that you're having a hard time learning. Another way to find training partners and coaches is to go to offline events. I didn't realize how important networking was going to be when it came to the FGC, but it's very important. You're going to meet some of the coolest people that you ever meet. You're going to be able to make some lifelong connections and friendships with people, all just by opening up your mouth.
What did he say?
Hey,
Okay, what's wrong?
That's crazy.
that was nuts.
Yeah, cut that out. You're going to be able to make some lifelong connections and friendships all by going up and striking up a random conversation with people. Now, I know it can feel scary for anybody that might not be very social, but one thing to think about is at these places, you all already have something in common. We're all there because we love Tekken, or we love Street Fighter, or we love Mortal Kombat. So that like you already have something that you can talk about right there. Use that to break the ice. Also, you do need to keep in mind though, just because you meet somebody, you introduce yourself to somebody, that doesn't mean that they owe you anything. Nobody owes you, you know, games or sharing the knowledge that they've learned, but you'd be surprised at how many people are willing to share the knowledge that they do have to anybody that's willing to listen. Another tool that you can use for coaching is websites like Medify. I know everybody may not have the means or the money to be able to afford to have a coach, but if you do, there's a lot of coaches out there that are very affordable, and it's pro players that have been playing games for years, over a decade for some of them. You can go in and have an hour-long session with somebody, and they can teach you a concept that may have taken them years to learn, or like years of them studying, and you can learn that concept in an hour and then implement it within a week or two. And it can really lower the learning curve when it comes to implementing these new concepts that are hard to grasp on your own. I did my first couple coaching sessions with guys like Shimblade.
You gonna do it in a way? Yeah.
Oh!
Bang! You trying to? Okay? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, he did it in a way. Oh no!
Man.
Ty and FDX.
Oh my god. Holy shit, that was a good read. That's GG. Oh my god. What the fuck?
And it's a very humbling experience at first, depending on what your skill level is. But again, it can help you get over that learning curve a lot more quickly than it would be if you were just trying to learn these things on your own. The fourth wall we're breaking down is burnout. The worst thing that you can do is take something that is supposed to be fun and something that you have a good time with and turning it into a job. Which, I mean, you can with esports and stuff these days, but like, you should be having fun with your job. It should be a fun job. You don't want to be so obsessed with learning and making progress that you burn yourself out. We're all human. We all only have so much brain capacity. We can only retain so much information. That you don't want to cram so much into your brain that you're not learning anything, and then you just end up burning yourself out because you're playing for freaking 12 hours a day. Like, you can't keep that up for like a long time. You want to be strategic about the way that you're learning things. One way to combat burnout is to play other games. Dude, I used to think that it would hurt me playing other games while I'm trying to, you know, learn and develop myself as a Tekken player, but dude, no, you should play other fighting games. Like, thought I was gonna confuse myself by, you know, learning like different mechanics in different games, but there's so many different, you know, fighting game concepts that are universal, whether you play a 2D or 3D fighting game, that it's just going to make you better in the end. When you're playing Tekken, you have to whip punish. Just like if you're playing Street Fighter, you have to whip punish. If you're playing Mortal Kombat, you have to whip punish. So going and playing those other games, I found that when I come back to playing Tekken, I feel like I can see things a lot more clear because I've seen them in the other game, and that game might have taught me that concept a little bit easier and better than I was learning it by just playing Tekken. And it's so important to touch grass, bro. Go outside. You should go outside. Go do something else that you enjoy to do. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be outside, but go to the gym, you know, go get some food, go grab a drink with your friends, go do other things that you like to do to give your brain a break. Wall number 5 is comparing your journey to others. Now, this is one of the hardest things to do because we're constantly looking at other people trying to, you know, learn from them, which is a good thing. Somebody that's in the position that you want to be can have the blueprint that you are trying to model yourself after, but you can't compare yourself to, you know, where they're at now. That's just going to drive you crazy because you're not going to be there tomorrow. It takes time, and it took time for them to get there and for them to learn those things. And there's also other people that are in the same place that you are that are going to learn it way faster than you do, and that's okay. Everybody learns at a different rate and at a different pace, and everybody's path is different. Just because somebody does pick something up faster than you doesn't mean that you can't take it further than they do. Don't compare your journey to other people's. It's your journey and your path for a reason. All you can do is keep taking the steps on your path and taking it one day at a time, little by little. And the last wall is not having fun. We're all competitive, we all want to win, but you're not going to start off everything that you do winning. You have to lose to learn how to win. So have fun during your losses. Keep thinking about the small things to improve on during your losses, so that even though you might have lost the game or the match, you're having these mental wins, and eventually those are going to result in you winning those matches. You have to truly enjoy and be present in every part of your process. That's going to help you wake up every day and be excited to learn something new when you might not be getting the results that you want. So man, have fun. Do not rush. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Trying to rush will in the end slow you down, because you're not thinking about learning. You're thinking about how fast can I learn something instead of actually grasping the concept. Now that's all I have for y'all today, man. If you guys took anything away from this video, I mean anything at all, please leave a like, comment down below anything that you might be stuck on. But keep grinding, you guys. We're all on this journey together, for real. We can all help each other get where we want to be. Everybody can eat. So again, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, please. Enter the giveaway, and I'll see y'all on the other side. No, but for real, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.